Welcome back to Landlocks. I am Ted Flint. As always, we are brought to you by Wild Rose Sportsbooks and Casinos out Clinton, Jefferson, and Emmitsburg. We are in the virtual Northwest Bank virtual. We are in the Northwest Bank studios, not the actual ones, because I sucked shit last week and I dropped our average. That ain't going to get us into the real one. We got to get that up. We got to up our numbers, boys.
It's not great, Bob.
Wild Rose Casinos, you have DraftKings, Circa, and Bet Rivers. Their sports books. It's a really good time going to those. I've been to the Jefferson one many times. Emmitsburg's one I've not yet made up there yet. And then, of course, Clinton one's probably the best of the best. You should definitely go there for like a weekend. And maybe spend a nice little Thursday night. Go there and bet Army versus ESU. Because that's a good decision. What's the NFL game this week? Isn't it trash?
It is not great.
Is this Dolphins Jets?
No, they're Monday night.
Oh, they're Monday night. Also not
they're
great.
One of the two games Monday. It's Seahawks Cardinals. So
two birds.
Do what you will with that. Yeah.
All right. Before we get into this week's picks, we are Landlocks. We are a Cyclone Fanatic podcast. Find us on your podcast network of choice. And you're looking at our beautiful faces on YouTube. Have not been canceled yet, but apparently that's a very popular thing to happen these days. Yeah. And we are, like I said, a Big 12 and Big 10 gambling podcast called Landlocks, because it would be really stupid for one of these conferences to grab schools from an ocean as a Midwest conference and, just be really dumb. But before we get going, Jake, go ahead and show the results from last week. It went bad.
Like I said, not great, Bob. Ted, yeah, like you said, you had a pretty rough week.
Nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Kansas pulled you through, so you didn't go winless, at least. But so yeah, Kansas minus 12.5 is a hit, but then Texas Tech, Utah over 56.5, Nebraska plus 2.5, TCU, SMU over 62.5.
That one's grumpy. That one should have hit.
44.5. USC minus 18.5.
Was any of you up at 2 a.m.? Did you see how USC didn't cover? Did any of you see it? 2 minutes left. Michigan State hits a Hail Mary, scores, gets under the number. Like, what are you doing at 2 a.m. throwing Hail Marys? Like, what are you doing?
I didn't watch that. I thought I recalled seeing that being a pretty tough one.
I didn't see it either, but I can still be pissed off about it.
And then at Tez at 2 and 3. So UNLV minus 2.5 and UNT Army over 50.5 being the two hits. And then Baylor minus 2.5, Oregon first quarter minus 9.5, and Purdue plus 25.5.
Which Purdue lost by 26. Let's not dive into all of that. They were hanging around. I don't look into how the first half ended with a weather delay and then 17 points in the last minute and a half of that half. Gross. And then Baylor. Yikes. Big yikes. Oregon covered the whole game too, and just they couldn't cover 10 in the first quarter.
Was it 10-10 or 7-7 the first quarter or something like that?
Yeah, just stupid. It's betting's fun. We should continue betting.
I mean, like to keep betting. Why was I thinking Nebraska would win a close game? Like, that is just such a dumb move on my part. I think Texas Tech Utah was 7-0 at halftime or some garbage, 10-7 maybe. I don't know. So then I started betting in-game unders, thinking I'm gonna make my money back, and then those assholes went and scored a bunch of points in like the fourth quarter. Super fun game, betting on that game in the 11 a.m. slate. Started off the day great.
And then I'm like pulling the train along this week, which is wild.
Perfectly balanced. This whole thing should be.
With 2-2-1, first push on the year, I believe. So I had, which to get that push was something. I'll leave that for last though. So Utah minus 3.5 and Tulane plus 13.5 were the two misses. And then I had Maryland, Wisconsin under 44.5 and Kansas minus 12.5 as well. And the push is Oklahoma -7,
My
which
God.
should have never happened.
Safety dance.
Also, if I would have bet it later, I think most people had.
I got 6.5. I got 6.5.
So I was a little
one of the-
annoyed by that, but
Yeah, I know. Friend of the pod, Narber had 6.5.
I got the DK bonus.
Yeah, I think
on
a lot of
6.5.
people. I think a lot of people had 6.5.
I had to leave that one alone in the chat because I was so annoyed. But it's like, well, you guys won the money and I got mine back, I guess. So whatever.
Oh.
It's better than a loss. It's
That's very true.
it's especially in that scenario. Like, yeah, it's
Right.
So the sicko under, I had Sam Houston under a touchdown. Bearcats McKay. They didn't score. Texas did
Did not
great.
score any points.
Perfectly fun, nice hit. I'm up to 2-2 on that. The flyover was UAB Tennessee. I believe it was 49-10 at halftime or something, and they still only covered by 3. So congrats, Jake, on that over hit. I'm definitely not bitter. Called even on the Oklahoma bad beat. Like, it's cool. I'm cool with that. Koba's pick. He was the only one on Texas Tech. The dog won. We all lost. And
It was not that bad. It was 42-7 to 7 at half. I mean, they still scored 20. They scored 31 points in the second half.
no, they only covered by 3, so they could have scored 28.
Well, they
And me and
could've.
Sean been happy. And
they
you
didn't have to do that. Yeah.
It's just not like they only scored 10 points or something in the second half.
Well, they should have. All right. So yeah, like the flyover looks like we are sitting at. I'm at 1-3 on that. Cool. You guys are at 2-2. Also cool. Like it should be obvious that like a flyover games that I'm gonna do poor on because I should I'm just gonna start blind betting the unders. I'm just gonna do under. I had an under last time. All right, don't listen to me.
I mean, you've bet the under
Actually,
3 of the 4.
And they probably
Just
all
saying-
3 lost.
Oh, I need
No.
to add a win-loss record for the over and the under just so we know like how each one's doing.
There we go. You enjoy that. I won't be touching your sheets. All
Leave
right.
my spreadsheets alone.
Yes. Like we were discussing beforehand, there is a Thursday night game. I think we're really close to Wednesday night games coming back. Like I think we're a week or 2 away from Wednesday night games. And you're not going to bet on.
Several weeks from action though. Still, unfortunately, I think.
It's true. We are.
Yeah, I think Maction's like late October, middle of October.
7 or 8.
So Island heads Island game, which means
Well, for me, the action is the juice. I'm in.
Army heads to East Carolina. They are a 4-point underdog. Over under is something, but Army +4. ECU is bad. They're 2-10 in the last 12 games against the triple option teams. Of course, that would be Army and Navy. All those games that they lost. But either way, I don't trust them. They just got they just lost really badly to BYU. Come back on a short week to Army. Give me the troops +4. I actually think they win the whole damn game. I'm not sure I'm betting the money line, but +4. Troops.
I mean, they maybe do, but I'm going to keep going the way I think almost all of last year went and the way this year has trended. I'm taking Army overs until they lose. I think they're 2-1. They're putting up points. They're giving up points. Even for running triple option, that team scores 28, 35 points a game. And I'm going to ride that for a while. I mean, until they prove to me that that's not a legitimate option. That's
what she said.
I'm going to bet those overs.
All right. You got anything on that, Jake?
Not really.
All right. Because you hate America. I get it.
That's
moving
me.
on the Actually, this Friday night is a great night for football. Florida State heads to Virginia. They are a 7-point favorite. Over under is 60.5. Florida State has Miami next week. Just seems like a perfect time for them to either shit the bed or play a close game. Give me the Cavaliers.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Give me Virginia plus 7.
They are the Cavaliers. I don't think I would play that, but I didn't. I don't know. I don't like anything about this game. I don't think, if anything, I would maybe play the under. Like, I don't know that. I don't think Virginia is a team that's going to get in a shootout. Like, if you think they're going to play it even remotely close, like, I think you want to play the under. Like, I don't think they're going to get in a 31-34 kind of game.
Yeah, the tough part is Virginia's resume, like numbers-wise at this point, is actually kind of good, but they don't have anybody that I would point to that I have confidence in from that game that they played.
But to be clear, who's Florida State beating?
Alabama.
I mean, I don't trust them. They're
31-17.
I know. I'm just making a dig at Alabama.
I mean, I don't exactly know what Alabama is either, but also to beat Alabama 31-17 is a lot better win than a lot of people have at this point, I would think.
Yeah, and I'll give you that. And what are we at? Florida State has passed, at least equaled their win total from last year, if not past it. I mean, I think they are. Obviously, they're talented. I think this is where you start to get into we can all take digs at the ACC because the ACC has a lot of problems in what they're doing football-wise. But they could take a step and actually really prove themselves to be far and away the best team in the ACC. Again, not saying a lot, but
I think Miami had something to say about that, but
which is next week's game, which will be next week's
for sure.
pick. So that'll be fun.
I think I like the spot for Virginia, but again, I think I get kind of iffy on it because I think Florida State's probably better. I just don't know if that's go to Virginia in this spot and win by 10 or 14 or go and win by 3 or 6. I don't think I would be on the money line if it was me, but a touchdown's tempting.
Okay, moving on to an actual Big 12 game. TCU heads to Arizona State, 8 o'clock on Friday. Arizona State is a 3-point favorite. Over under is 54.5. I think give me the Sun Devils at home on a Friday night, -3. Like, forks up. I know that's a scary number. Yeah, big game. It's a big Big 12 game. Like, winner of this game.
This is a big. This is a big, like, Sam Levitt.
Yep.
Have you figured it out without Cam Scadaboo game for me? And I just don't know. And that's what scares me. I think he's pretty good, and I think they've just had to figure that out. I mean, weird. You have to figure out how to run an offense and how stuff's going to go and how to be efficient without a generational.
You know that crowd's going to be lit too. Like, it's going to be a
right
ruckus crowd.
Well, that's.
But I also think TCU's pretty good. So
that's.
TCU's going up a rivalry win.
I think that's where, like, I know I kind of brought it up last week and Arizona State obviously proved it on the field for it, but like I kind of boiled down last week Arizona State versus Baylor being a Sam Levitt versus Sawyer Robertson. Like, I thought Sawyer Robertson was maybe the better quarterback. Like, he's played better this year, and for that game, like, if you take it down to one game, like, I don't know that one outperformed the other, but I think you're getting into, especially as we kick this stuff in, and that's a couple notes I have on a couple of these games. Like, once we start getting rolling in conference play, like, it does take somebody kicking it into that extra gear when you're playing conference games of, can you kickstart your team? Can you get going? And I think Levitt got a lot of that last year. I think he got a lot of the doubters and the haters in his face. And then he got a lot of off-season hype. I think TCU's good. I think TCU's pretty damn good, but I don't know if they win this game. I think at 3, I'd probably take Arizona State. At 3.5, I might take TCU. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a fun game to watch on a Friday night at 8:00. Hell yeah! Like,
oh yeah, I'm gonna be up in aim probably up tip top Friday night. So
I'm gonna be post rehearsal dinner for the wedding that I have to be in on Saturday, and I don't know what that's going to mean for watching.
Who's
football.
using your vet med parking lots pass?
My cousin and my friend that's using my ticket.
That's lame.
I mean, my cousin pays for half of the parking pass and everything that goes along with it. So
no lame. All right, moving on to the late night Friday night game. Houston heads to where the hell is heads to Oregon State. I can't think of their town is right now. They are 13.5-point favorite. Over under is 47.5. Because nothing says a Friday night like some Cougars and some Beavers. Come on, it's like a layup.
Cougs and Beavs, babes.
I don't want any part of this game. It's gross. I mean, I'll probably live bet it. I'll be drunk at a bar and I'll be on the TV. But
Oregon State's bad, man. They're
real bad. And they just had Oregon last week. But do we trust Houston to score 13 on the road? Like,
yes, against Oregon State. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I don't think Oregon State can put a full game together. Like, I think you could probably get if you want to play first quarter, first halves, like it might be competitive, but I think by the end of the game, like it's just, I'm not going to say Houston's going to win this 42-7, but they can very well win this 24-10.
There are worse ways to spend your Friday night than putting your faith in a Cougar.
You could put it in a Beaver.
I mean, phrasing. Phrasing anymore.
Oregon State's a little bit difficult as far as their results because they've played two teams that the last 2 weeks that I think are pretty damn good, and the results show that. But they also lost at home to Fresno and Cal, who fired their coach. So, wait, no, Cal didn't fire their coach. Sorry, wrong team.
UCLA
fired the coach. But I it's not like Oregon State played bad teams and has gotten their asses kicked, but I think Utah is just quite a bit better than them as well. So,
all right, moving on to Saturday. Is this big nude? Is Notre Dame Arkansas? Is that where they at? Where are they at this week?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Notre Dame heads to Arkansas. The over-under is 64.5. I hate everything about this flyover. I feel like it's inflated, and I feel like it's too many damn points, and I understand Arkansas's defense is trash. I don't know if Notre Dame's defense is any good either. Under 64.5. Go Hogs.
I've got these two teams combined are 6-1 versus the total. That being said, I also have the under as my pick.
Oh no.
I don't know. It feels like a little bit of a finally coming to terms, meeting the SEC is far and away the best conference in the history of football. So they are clearly going to bring their A game. And Notre Dame is the top 3 program in the history of college football, as long as you don't look at titles.
Man, I'm on the over. I wrote it down right away as soon as I opened everything up. Notre Dame has put up points on everybody, and I understand last week was Purdue, but they put up 40 given in a loss. But
and Arkansas is giving up points, and I get
Arkansas is scoring points and they're both scoring and giving up points, and so it's just I think they're both.
I mean, Arkansas scored like 56 points on Arkansas State, and as we know, that's not easy to do. You don't just score 50 plus points on Arkansas State. That doesn't happen.
35
it takes an
Ole Miss, and
it takes an elite team to run for 300 yards on Arkansas State.
Big noon is USC at Illinois. By the way,
I figured that out.
Check that.
Big noon Saturday. USC heads to Illinois. They're a 6.5 point favorite. Over under is 60.5. Illinois obviously just got the shit kicked in by Indiana. USC is going to be a 9 a.m. body clock game. I'm just going to take the over. I don't trust Illinois to cover that after what I saw. And
I did have over with the question mark. I do also have the team ranked 21st in the AP poll has covered 7 straight. So that's where USC is favored in that.
Do look a trend. How far does that trend go back?
It says last 7, so I'm gonna say at least the week 12 last year.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually gives you, so it's not that old.
Illinois, obviously Michigan State showed that USC can be thrown on, but they did really well against the run defense.
And you do love that Illini quarterback.
So this is where we get to talk about Drew Altmaier is not that good of a quarterback. He's a fine quarterback, but I think he's a better quarterback than Aiden Childs is. And he went for, I think, 212 and 3 touchdowns against USC last week.
Sound like an over bet. Really free.
Yeah, I think if I play this, I'm going to play the over. I would maybe lean USC. If I'm going to play cover, I would maybe play USC, and I think it would be by 9 or 10. I don't think they're going to win by a ton because I think Illinois will put points on the board. I think there's going to be people that freak out and think that Illinois is just not a
They're still a top
program.
25 team. They're still in the top 25 somehow. They lost by 85 points to Indiana.
But yeah, I think they're fine. They're okay. They're obviously not the number 9 team in the country. Who could have seen that? They haven't been the number 9 team in the country since Ron Zook coached there. So let's. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of points.
This game
still is kind of a lot of points. I don't know if it might start. I kind of think for what it is and kind of to what Ted's sort of
body clock
theories are. Body clock, but early,
I hate that part of it.
Early kick defense doesn't wake up. If you want to take maybe just a first half over, I bet a first half over it'd be juicy. I bet you.
Yeah.
This game opened.
I'm sure it's 30 and a half,
minus 1.5.
Yeah.
It's moved 5.5 points, and it did that pretty quickly.
When you lose by 96 points to Indiana.
But there aren't a lot of not random. There aren't a lot of common folks just laying money 5 days out from college football game. That's a pretty big move.
I think, yeah. And so I think the biggest thing, not to drag out conversation about USC Illinois, but I think I think probably your biggest thing here of what people are looking at is that USC. I mean, obviously Illinois just got torched, and USC is going to throw the ball. That's their game. They're not, Reggie Bush and Lendell White aren't walking through that door. That's not what USC does.
You know how old you are saying those names? That's 20 years ago.
That's over 20 years ago. But yes,
and I had the great.
Yeah, that is. But that's just they're going to pass it. They're going to probably take advantage of Illinois' apparently soft passing defense, but also Illinois can pass it. They can throw it around a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, over. I got you.
Yeah, give me the points. Give me all of the points. There's going to be points.
See, Jake, this is why I need that wrap-up song. I can see you in your head. Like Jake's like, we have 85 games to talk about.
Actually, we don't this week. So
this is the shortest week we have.
Yeah, we actually have
so far,
like a full conference slate, basically. So it's less critical for us to not talk about dumbass games like USC for 5 minutes.
Cincinnati heads to Lawrence. They were a 4.5-point underdog. Over under is 56.5. To be frank, I have no idea how to bet this game. I'm just going to bet Kansas minus 4.5, and until that stops winning me money.
Yeah, this line seems goofy to me, to be honest.
I wouldn't mind Cincinnati getting their doors blown off them, and they have no happiness at all before next week. So,
and it's
rock chalk
point since open. It really does seem goofy to me. Maybe it's just a perception thing, and I don't know how much of Cincinnati I've really gotten to watch, so maybe that's a me problem. But
so looking back through their games, I'm going to say you've watched none of Cincinnati outside of when they played Nebraska, because they've played Northwestern State and Bowling Green. So you haven't watched Cincinnati.
Bowling Green covered
last week. So
Bowling Green covered. You can't just punch the cat.
He's out this week, by the way. I don't know if you saw that.
What?
Yeah, he needs rest.
Cats on the injury report.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding. He's resting. He's not going to the game.
I am double units on Ohio minus 8.5. Minus 8.5 Ohio over Bowling Green. Bet of the century. Just empty the clip.
I think this is going to be one of those, and maybe a little bit of this is me still buying in to how Kansas ended last year, but also carrying into how they started this year. I also get they haven't really played anybody, but I think Jalen Daniels might just torch Cincinnati. I think it's going to be, I'm not saying, and not to bring up bad memories again, but I don't think it's going to be like he did against Iowa State and Arrowhead last year. But I think there's going to be
hours before that. I don't remember that game at all. Did it happen?
Allegedly.
NFL stadium games don't count.
I feel like Kansas 4.5 is just is easy money. That just
prove us wrong. I feel like prove us wrong.
I think Cincinnati's. I was looking at even just pressures and sacks and stuff. Cincinnati's just they're not bringing a lot of pressure, and then they're also not giving obviously a lot of offensive yards up, but again, they're playing Northwestern State and Bowling Green, so that feels just very
Bowling
inflated.
Green, just like a goddamn. All right, we're moving on. This is not going to be a Bowling
Give
Green.
me Kansas. I'm not here to tear down Bowling Green. One of my good friends went to Bowling Green with a pop culture degree. Shout out Joe Kaiser if you're listening.
And we have
this one's for you.
And our complaint department's sister's husband coaches for them. So think about that whenever you send angry emails to Jared_Leaper on Blueski. All right. Central Florida heads to Kansas State. They were over under is 49.5. Central Florida +6. Central Florida +6. They've had some shit happen in their coaching tree this week, and I feel like this is a pretty easy
This
I
is
hadn't
a
heard
win
about
for
that
the
until
Gipper.
today.
this was very much maybe sprinkle on the money line. I don't think Kansas State's any good, and unidirectional Florida.
I
don't know how they would be any good. They have a running back for quarterback. So
I think if I'm taking those points, given everything, that's just a money line for me if I play it.
And also, like, I just really hate how, like
that's one of the, like, if that's an inspired effort that's
Yeah.
going to cover, they're going to win. Like, that's in my opinion. So if you feel like that's the case, then run that way.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. It's if you're going to take Central Florida, take them to win. I don't. I like the under too. I just don't think there's just gonna be much because again, running back
for quarterback. Yeah, they say they running back for quarterback. You don't have a quarterback.
You don't have a quarterback.
All right.
If you have no quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks.
Right. In order to have a quarterback, you would need a quarterback. I believe is the actual term. All right, Ohio State heads to Washington. The over/under is 52.5. Washington is an 8.5-point underdog. Give me the Huskies. Like, I understand Ryan Day's only lost 3 away games. He doesn't have to lose this game. At 8.5, going to the West Coast is a hard place to play. Like,
Going west sucks.
Be a big crowd. Freshman quarterback.
Washington's covered 7 of their last 8 at home versus ranked teams.
8.5 seems like a big number too.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, and I like Ohio State. They've looked good, but I think Washington's been.
Washington's been sneaky. Like
they kind of limp dick their way last week against Washington State, but
yeah, to a 59-24 win.
But it was close for a long time because they started selling alcohol in the Washington State Stadium, and just I bet it was rowdy as hell out there.
Pullman.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that rest report in Pullman that day. That was
oh my god,
cops were busy.
But yeah, I had.
This opened at 13.5.
That's what I'm saying. It's a big number. Like, give me the Huskies. Oh, is that what a husky sounds like? Oh,
I like.
Are they more like a? There's a wolf.
They
I mean, they're more wolf
too.
Yeah, they're a howl.
They bark.
They do definitely bark.
They'll howl and sing it,
bark,
but they will bark too. Yes,
that's a husky right there behind me.
No, I agree with you there, Ted. I like Washington in that.
I just don't think. I think the travel combined with Washington being better than perceived, and I don't know that Ohio State is as good as perceived. Like, I think I'll lay like that over a touchdown like that. I think I'll take that.
Yeah. What do we got? I'm not going to search it out right immediately and hold this up, but if I can get maybe a Washington team total of probably 23.
I don't know what it is. Hang on.
If you can give me an over on Washington team total, I might take that.
It is
1.5.
Team props
22.5.
It is, and this is on DraftKings.
Yeah, 21.5.
21.5. Yeah,
give me that.
Woo!
Absolutely.
Mental math. I did it.
I like that a lot.
At minus 105? At minus 105? Yeah, give me that. Give me Washington at 23, 24 points.
All right.
For sure.
All right. 2:30. Indiana heads in the Kinnick. They are 7.5-point favorite. Over under is 47.5. I say this with my whole heart, and you're all going to make fun of me. Iowa overs. Give me over 47.5.
I actually think the way that team is looking right now, that is an over. I don't
think they've caught on. I don't think the public has bought on. They see Iowa, they're like, I want that under, and then Sorry, Jake.
I just don't think the way that unless that defense takes a step that I'm not seeing out of the defensive backs and everything else that's going on there. Like I don't see how it's not Iowa having to try and put up 25 and keep Indiana from 30 type of thing. I don't.
Yeah, no, I have one bet written to the side that is underlined and is the over. But I agree with.
I also like Iowa plus 7.5. Everything, like Iowa money line. Like Those trappy.
I don't think I like that because I think it's going to be Iowa got last week. I mean, I know they won the game, but they were getting torched on long balls by Rutgers last week. They were just letting them fly. And Indiana's a better team, and they're going to take advantage, and they're going to run better schemes. They're going to run better routes rather than just, hey, that guy go.
I think I could see the Indiana offense against the Iowa defense playing out pretty similarly, though. You know, Phil Parker often does this similar thing of like what we see at Iowa State sometimes, where it's like, oh, okay, we were getting beat in the first half. We've got the second half. Now we come out in the third quarter. Iowa makes the adjustment, and for a lot of the rest of the game, slows everything down, and the defense adjusts, and it looks a lot better. Maybe Indiana's better enough that it doesn't really happen that way, and they're more consistent throughout the game. But I think it could look pretty similar scoring wise to the last game. It's just, I think you kind of flip the Iowa being able to outscore them late.
And I mean, maybe, and possibly that's what it is. But I think
28-20 gets you there. Like 20. I mean, I think Alex said. I don't think the over. Sorry,
I don't think Indiana's gonna, for the way Signetti's coached the last.
I can't believe he pulled the starters versus Illinois. He pulled the starters in the fourth quarter. That's very much not him.
Yeah, because he was up by 60.
You're up. Yeah,
that's the only time he's pulled starters.
Once you cross the century mark on the scoreboard.
Tez, I think you and I actually mostly agree. I think that there could be at least some adjustment from Iowa. It's just probably more consistency from Indiana than just bombs away.
But I think there's a level of, and I think you're right. I think there will be an adjustment, but I think there is just some of this Indiana. I mean, if they get up 14, they're not going to do the old Big Ten mentality that Bielema and Ferentz and all of these guys that just kind of have lock into of just like, all right, we're up 2 scores. We're just going to control the game. We're going to go out of this. Signetti's just a dude at this point. He's just, hey, man, I'm new breed dude. I'm going to win every game by 50.
Hopefully
I'm going to rub your nose in it.
Doesn't give off a, kick return for a touchdown to start.
Right. And that's, I mean,
special teams that fully flips the game script too for
absolutely. And that's always on the table against Iowa. And I get that. But it is
that dude can go, but also I think if I was fast enough, I could have ran in a straight line for a touchdown on that as well as that was blocked.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to some truly important 2:30 games. Utah heads to West Virginia. They are a 12.5-point favorite.
What was that word?
What word?
To what?
What?
Did you say Utes?
Yeah, 2 Utes.
Over under is 47.5. You know what? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't have to make sense.
Don't do it.
No, don't.
Give me the Mountaineers.
Denver's full of shit, man.
God damn it.
You only did that so you could play the fucking sounder.
Maybe, but it doesn't matter. You trust Utah to go to West Virginia and win by 12.5?
Do you trust Utah or West Virginia to do anything at this point? No. The backyard brawl. The only reason that they got up for that game is because it was a rivalry. They freaking suck.
I need you to remember that last week I said one thing about the West Virginia game, and it was that I would bet the over if I could get 17 points out of West Virginia. They scored 10, and we fell 4 points short of the over.
All right, you've convinced me.
And they lost by 37.
Give me Utah by like 20,
all of
man.
the Utah.
That's,
Utah.
All right.
This is one of those.
Do,
this is one of those situations where you just keep betting against the bad team as long as there aren't special
until they prove
circumstances.
to you, yeah.
It's
Until
the
they
same
prove
reason
they're
I'm going
not
to
a
bet
bad
against
team.
Okie State this week. Like,
Okay, that they might have a dead coach balance, and considering that, moving on that game, Baylor
they might have half their players transfer it or not.
Yeah, everybody's going to be gone by Saturday.
21-point favorite. Baylor Bears heads to Okie State. They were a 57.5 point is the over under. I'm just going to let these guys tell me to pick Baylor, and I'm not going to talk.
Baylor all day, every day. So the thing with this is they've only played, or they can have a lot of guys that haven't played enough to burn their red shirt. So if they just don't play, the year doesn't count for them, and they can transfer
Correct.
or do whatever.
They red shirt. Yeah.
Now, I haven't heard or seen a lot of news out of that or how that's going, and I don't know that we will until Saturday or whatever, but I'm assuming that there's going to be a decent chunk of guys that are like, screw this. Like, I don't know what this situation's going to be. I'm going to preserve my year. And they already suck. So,
well, and I guess
this guy's dead.
Then cross him off. Yeah, I think you're at the point. It's going to be bad. What's the rule? You can play 4 games and without burning the red shirt. So
I think you can play 3.
I thought it was 4
without burning.
I think you can play 4 and still get the red shirt, but that's the thing where you might get a handful, like a good amount of these guys that just want to put something on film, but they're not to transfer.
Correct.
But they still get to take
I don't know why I thought 3, but yeah, it is 4.
But they still get to take their red shirt. So, like, is it maximum effort? Probably not. And they're probably just going to try and not get hurt. Like,
that's the thing. Is like usually when you
the
get
mentality in that locker room has to be awful.
When you get a dead cat bounce, it's usually like the team looks like they're trying and they just aren't there, and something has to change. This is now like he probably should have been like done last year type of thing. Like that is not a team that looks like they're going to have.
Should have been done in the off season, or you should have let him do the rest of the year. Right. Like straight out. I mean, because now it is, you're going to have all these dudes just like and you're in abandoned ship territory.
Maybe their dead cat bounces, they only lose by 15. I don't know, but I'm going to bet against them covering 20 points.
What you're saying is make better decisions than betting on this game. You know what game you should bet on? This game.
What the hell is
Don't
wrong with
bet
you
on
people?
food.
Are you out of your mind?
That intro is too long for tonight. All right. Yeah, like there's really no good sicko under this week. Northwestern.
I actually love that sounder, and you cut it
Fine.
off. Anyway.
Are you nuts?
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You really are crazy.
What the hell is wrong with you, you sick bastard?
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid? Why?
Jesus H. Rock.
Like Sean was saying, we don't bet on food. The only other game I even looked at was UCLA Northwestern. I don't trust that game. I think both those teams are bad, and like that could just get screwy because those teams are bad. These are 2 triple option teams. Rice is bad. I don't know if Navy's that good either. Let's hope that we just get some long quarter killing drives and get under 44.5.
That's what you hope for, and not very many explosives.
That is the sort of game that just I'm excited to see you tweet out just drive summary of 18 play 72-yard field goal drive. Just
I hope so.
11 minutes, 18 plays, just 3 points.
I'm gonna be I just need to keep my phone away from me because I'll be well into the Jack Tri slots at that point. And if that game starts off 3-0, lots of alternate like unders getting slammed out on the old DK app. All right, moving on. Speaking of Northwestern, UCLA, over under is 44.5. Northwestern is a 6-point favorite. This is on the lake, so keep that in mind. But like I said a minute ago, both these teams are bad, and sometimes those unders hit really easily, and then sometimes they decide they're just not going to tackle anyone, and all of a sudden it's 35-31 going into the fourth, and you're like, how did that happen?
Here's the thing between, and I agree with you, because there is a part of my head all of the time that is, when bad football plays bad football, it means points. I've watched these bad footballs, and they don't get the ball to anybody. You don't have to tackle anybody because the ball doesn't go anywhere. This game is going to end 6-3. If you can take an alternate under of 10.5, do it. This is going to be the grossest game you've ever seen. Don't bet on this. Don't watch it. Don't even think about it.
Man, he's going to make me switch my sicko. I guess we'll find out when the graphic hits where I'm going with.
It's also insane that in a game like this, it's a 6-point spread.
Right. And it's Northwestern favored by 6.5.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say is I can't imagine myself betting on Northwestern minus 6.5. Probably ever. At least.
I would never bet on Northwestern as a touchdown favorite, and I would never bet on UCLA to cover a touchdown.
Right.
And it's just,
especially traveling.
Speaking of gross things, I interest you in a did he just leave? He left.
He's back. They playing
3:10. Hawaii 3:10.
They're playing
just
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I don't want to talk about it. How'd that money line go, Sean? How'd that work out for you last week? Would you like to talk about how Hawaii lost that game?
No, we don't need to talk about that. Hawaii finds weird ways to win games and lose games, so that's fun. That's just kind of their brand at this point. Nothing can be normal.
Conversion at 3:30 a.m.
At the buzzer when nobody was awake.
And we couldn't even watch
these are two teams fighting for last place in the Mountain West.
Not last place.
And I think you just take the under. I do have notes for Hawaii's plus 6.5, and I think they can maybe get there, but I trust the under more. I don't think they're gonna.
And you can't really trust a Hawaii game in daylight. It just feels weird. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
And this feels like the ultimate. I would say the ultimate 23-21 lose on a 2-point conversion, like they did last week, but they already did that this year. So Hawaii is such an enigma of a team, man. It's insane.
Hawaii games in the afternoon is like stepping in water with your socks on, man. It just doesn't feel great. Don't like it. Arizona heads to Jack Trice. It is a whiteout. Over under is 48.5. I would say it's a 6.5 point favorite. I think I'm just going to take Clones to cover. Everyone's like getting worried. We're all like, oh no, Arizona, they might be good, etc. No. 10-point win, Iowa State.
There's two things. Their quarterback is a great scrambler, and he kind of has to be.
Like eggs?
Because he's scrambler. And he kind of has to be because he's a shorter guy. So it's, he potentially has to move around to see stuff. But he also just he is electric when he's moving around. And then they play Arizona plays it's kind of I don't even know what to call it. It's a high-low defense, and I mean high-low as in peaks and valleys of success. They're not consistent. They could give up a bunch of huge plays to Iowa State because of their aggressiveness and how they play, or they could come in and blow up a bunch of plays and keep the game super close or win it because of that. I think I don't know if I know that I'll play something because I'm going to play Arizona money line just because I am who I am at some point. But if I was actually going to bet on this game, I think I would play the over. And that also comes from the fact that Iowa State doesn't really have a kicker at this point. So they're going to be ultra aggressive.
We don't have a kicker? This is news to me.
Right. So yeah, we've somehow managed to injure our first string and second string kickers, and then have.
I heard our kicker is like a 310 like lineman. Man, we got a thick kicker.
There was apparently some tryouts, and that's I've also heard that. But I think that's going to turn into like being like super aggressive as well on offense. So like you're going to
that kicker makes
we're not going to our offense is not going to play for field goals unless it's a PAT or in.
If we have a thick kicker and he makes a good field goal, like an important field goal, I want the NIL shirt the next day. Like I will buy us a.
Well, I'm sure they will. It's just again, they're not going to play for a field goal that's anything like over 30 yards, probably. Like
sounds like lots of punches at a 5-yard line.
So then you combine that with how Arizona plays, and I think it's a pretty easy over for me if I was going to just like actually bet it as a better.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, and I had the same note of obviously I think my biggest concern for Iowa State in this game is containing Fafita. That was a huge problem last year of them containing mobile quarterbacks.
It's a symptom of the defense. It always has been.
Right, and that's again something that not that they've been super duper tested on this year, or like do what you will, the Ireland game, and then Gronowski or whatever.
They have a running back for a quarterback. You can't count the Ireland game.
But I mean, they already didn't look super great on those sort of situations. And like Jake said, like that's just part of the way they run their defense, which sucks when you play in a conference where you're facing all of the mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And this is just, I had even watching last week when was it Arizona went down to the wire or to overtime or whatever, like that was a little bit of a.
They're both 3-0 teams. They had a bye last week, so like that's tough too. Like,
but it was just Fafita just kind of feels like almost like a Jalen Daniels light sort of dude, just like that. He's at least a good test to see if you're going to be able to take on some of these better mobile quarterbacks. Not to say Fafita's a bad mobile quarterback, but I just think there
are examples of the defense working against those guys. It's just
for sure
depending on the scheme and how they're used. Right. It can.
Yeah. You got rid of my good vibes. We're done. We're moving on to the Cobra game of the week. Oregon heads to Penn State. They're a 3.5 point underdog. Over under is 51.5. What's your code?
He won last week. He picked the Texas Tech Red Raiders. We are brought to you by Cyclone Fanatic and Landlocks. He is 3-1-1 on the season. All picks are against the spread. As always, logos made by my son.
That's me.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, release the beast. Oregon. Wait. Penn State. Oregon.
I think
he's going with Oregon.
I think that one is Oregon.
But Lily wants Penn State. So we decided after that video, and I did some market research. We're gonna start going forward, and because I'm the boss, whatever one he like settles on, because like I've been noticing because of where my son stands, he tends to like pick that one first because like he sees him, and then like so like we're gonna go for like whatever one he like fully shoves his snout into to eat.
I also love the fact
one he commits to.
I love the fact that we're going to be able to see him go from like 20 pounds to like 80 pounds during this football season while he's making picks.
He's 50 pounds right now. He is, he is a tank. I call him the emo dog. He's all black and like a little bit of white, He's definitely a big Chemical Romance fan. But he's on Oregon.
I would agree. Whatever one, like, because he's also probably going to learn he can go back and forth. Like, obviously it looked like that.
Yeah.
So, wherever he settles is probably where he should be.
We're recording this right now. Oregon's 3.5. We tend to pick it when it settles to the end, but right now I'm on Oregon for my Coba pick. Because I mean, I don't. You going to trust James Franklin in a big game against Dan Lanning? No.
Again, it's a travel thing that I don't love, but I think Oregon's just better. I don't really trust Penn State still. I mean, maybe that makes me a hater, but
it doesn't. Sure, maybe it makes you a hater, but it also makes you just follow the data of that Penn State is terrible against top 10 opponents and top 5 opponents, and James Franklin does horrible in big games. They are, in the history of the whiteouts, they've started whiteouts in 2004, I believe, was what I saw.
They stole Iowa State's idea for a whiteout?
They did.
Oh, man.
This may shock you.
We need to get some lawyers on that. No one thinks of Penn State in whiteouts. That's garbage.
They're 13-8 all time in whiteout games. They're 9-6 against ranked opponents in whiteout games. So when they love to tell you that the whiteout is the hardest place you could ever play in college football, they're actually not that great at winning those games. They're just a bit over 500 in winning those games. It is wild. It is raucous, but
against like top 5 opponents, it's hard to win.
Yeah. That's when you make the point of doing the whiteout against the best team you play every year. So I don't trust James Franklin. I never will until he gives me a reason to trust him. I will always pick against him. I don't care who it is. In a big, especially in the biggest games that he can play, that's when he crumbles the greatest. Like, I get it. He won a playoff game last year. Good for you, buddy. That's 2 thumbs up. You won one thing ever. We're so proud of you. Give me Oregon, man. Give me Oregon money line. Probably the under. I will bet the under.
I circled Oregon right away when I was setting that up for tonight.
I actually had 3.5. Only 1 9:30 game. This is dumb. It's the last game of the night, 9:15. BYU heads to Colorado. They are a 7-point favorite. Over under is 48.5. Obviously, the over under in the Wyoming game didn't hit last week because Colorado scored all the points. I want 7 points. Seems like an awful lot in Boulder. Give me BYU just because I want the ticket prices to go down from when we go to Boulder in a few weeks. So I need Colorado to get a few more losses. They got TCU next week. So lose this one, lose that TCU.
Yeah, I just don't think Colorado's very good.
Yeah, I don't think
they've scored 50 on Wyoming. So, I mean, and Wyoming's a juggernaut.
Yep. They scored 50 on Wyoming. You're right.
Buddy, I love you, but let's take it easy.
And it wasn't 50, it was 37. I was going to say 50 sounds like a lot.
The over still hit, and I lost money.
They both together combined scored 57. So
I mean, this gets into the level of kind of like I said earlier for some of these teams. Like, as we open conference play, if there's teams that need to make a statement, BYU I think is a team that really wants to and needs to make a statement, and this is definitely a team they can do it against. I don't think Colorado's that good. I think BYU can beat them very well. I think they can get out to an early 10, 14-point lead and then just kind of control the game and get through it. I'm okay with taking BYU. I think I would play BYU to cover, and then maybe I had the over with a question mark, and that's basically if Colorado puts up a fight. But I don't know that they will. I just don't know that Colorado is. It's just a competitive team this year. I mean, obviously there's talent there, but it's just I don't know that it's a team that week to week brings brings actual competition to the field and can play
I just
with
don't
anybody in the conference.
I don't know. Maybe I said they were bad earlier. I hope I said I don't think they're good. Colorado. I think they're trying to figure out how to be a solid team when you lose a guy who is on an NFL bench at quarterback and then a Heisman candidate or a Heisman winner that played both ways. Like I think, and there's probably some other guys of talent that they had brought through on that team that they've lost to. I'm not super familiar with the rest of the situation, but that's a tough like place to be in when you're not like super established and all that stuff. Like I think they're probably okay, but I think BYU's more established. And if it wasn't, potentially if it wasn't for their quarterback situation, they might be a lot better even. I think that's just a better team. So
yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. All right. So the last game I think we need to talk about, unless I'm sure I'm missing one, is Alabama, Georgia. I lost it. I think Georgia's a 3-point favorite. Over under is and DraftKings went away.
I have 3.5 over under a 52.5. Or 3 and over under a 52.5.
Yeah. So give me Georgia. To be honest, like make Alabama. I'm gonna need Alabama to prove it.
Yeah, going to Georgia. I don't know that Georgia's exactly a juggernaut at this point, but and I know that game is goofy and Alabama's kind of owned it, but Nick Saban's not there anymore. That was kind of always a thing with Saban and his previous assistants was them not being able to really beat him. I know that Kirby, I think, did once. Out of the last, I don't know how many, like 4 or 5 or something, but yeah, give me Georgia. I think Bama's not what Bama, it's not Saban Bama.
There's parts of this I certainly don't disagree with. Like if it was Alabama of old, they would have won that Wisconsin game 52-0 sort of thing. But I will say, if you want to do the math stuff, S&P Plus has Alabama winning this game.
Yeah, but S&P Plus doesn't S&P Plus have perfect. Like multiple years and stuff? Like it does.
Yeah, it takes into I think like the last 4 years, but it weighs everything. It weighs everything, and like recent is more heavily weighted rather than.
Well, sure, you're going to use
that is
more
part of it
stuff
for sure.
More, yeah.
But that is some of the. But that's also like that's dealing with a couple of years of Alabama down. So I do get what you're saying and all of that. That's a little bit of devil's advocate on my end of it. If you're giving me 2.5 Georgia, I guess it depends on what you get the line.
Yeah, I just saw it on.
I guess it's at 3 right now. I think it opened at 2.5. If you could have got it at 2.5, Georgia, I think is easy money there. 3 is still not bad. I'm going to. What a weird sentence to say. I'm going to trust Kirby Smart more than I trust Kalen DeBoer in this, just because, man, things have just kind of gotten a little sideways for him at Alabama, and it's not all been sunshine and rainbows like I think he thought it was going to be. And when it's gotten bad, it's gotten pretty
good news is he's going to get a very big buyout. Like, what's anyone know what his buyout is?
I just don't think. I think we're seeing one. It's a transition of the one of the greatest coaches of all time, and then also the transition into a new era where Alabama doesn't have all the advantages where they're paying people under the table when others aren't, and everybody can be paid over the table and other people have more money. So you don't get to just do whatever you want and get whoever you want and keep them for 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a different ball game for that ball club down there.
And I actually like Kalen DeBoer as far as like the hire the coach he was. I just don't know if he fits. So at this point, it's like just give me Kirby at home, man.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's fair.
Did I miss any games, or we?
You did.
I didn't have anything else marked down. I don't think
you missed the game of the week. You missed Rutgers at Maryland.
Well, feel free to tell me about that game.
I
actually think that line's really goofy. Yeah,
it's Minnesota minus 4.5. I think I like the Rutgers money line in that game.
Yeah. At least I'll probably take the points. That line was really goofy to me.
I think Rutgers has a defense that will give Minnesota a whole bunch of fits. And
I don't even see that on DraftKings. When's that kickoff?
It's early. I had it right after Cincinnati.
It's the first game that I wrote down.
Yeah.
Or at least for the Big Ten.
It's not on DK.
Saturday at 11 a.m. Rutgers at Minnesota.
I know. I'm on the app. It's not there. So stop yelling at me.
It's moved to 5.5. It's Minnesota 5.5. Give me Rutgers, baby.
I'm just gonna put up a photo of all the dogs together, and then you can. That's not what I clicked. That's whatever. I give up. There they are. He looks a little big over there on the right.
Family. A little.
Half of that's fluff. To be clear,
big.
Half of that's fluff.
I'm not saying he's fat. He's gigantic already.
Yeah, he's a big dog. But yeah, man, Rutgers money line, I'll take that. Even though it's not on DK, it's probably the reason it's not on DK.
You can just play the points. Like that seems. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's a line that kind of screams they're begging you to play Rutgers. I guess. Still, I was super shocked by that number.
Yeah, so like guessing on that photo, well, Sweet Nose, like the dog on the far left, I guess far right, the other dog, the brown dog, is his sister, and they have nothing alike. And their mom is the one that's hiding in the background. So, like, and then the grandpa is the one that's the other black dog is the grandpa. Like a little family tree there. So,
I like it.
And my dog is the sloppy mess that doesn't know any directions or rules. So, shocking to everybody about that. So, but. All right, guys. Until next time, I guess. Unless we got anything besides that.
Nope.
I'll be in the tailgate lots. Jake won't be in the tailgate lots because he hates me and he's going to the wedding instead.
Yep.
All right, guys. Until next time. I'll talk to you later.
All right,
See you guys.